In this lesson, I'll show you how to find the angle between two vectors using the dot product. In one of our previous videos, we learned that to find the dot product of two vectors, let's say the vector v and w, you take the x components of both, multiply them, and then add it to the product of the y components. If we extend this definition, the dot product can also equal to the magnitude of v times the magnitude of w times cosine theta. And if we rearrange this formula, we can actually isolate for theta. For example, the dot product of v times w over the magnitude of v times the magnitude of w gives us cosine theta. Taking cosine inverse of both sides will isolate for theta. That being said, the question reads, find the angle between the two vectors v and w, where v is 4i minus 3j and w is I plus 2j, then round the answer to the nearest tenth of a degree. We'll start off by finding the magnitudes of w and v, and we can do that by using the Pythagorean theorem. We'll take 4, square it, plus negative 3, square it, and take the square root of the sum. That's equal to 16 plus 9, and we end up with the square root of 25. That is the magnitude of v. Similarly, the magnitude of w is equal to the square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared. This gives us the square root of 5. According to the formula that we wrote up here, now we take the dot product of v and w, and that's easy to do. 4 times 1 plus negative 3 times 2. That's equal to 4 plus negative 6, and we end up with negative 2. Therefore, we have negative 2 divided by the square root of 25 times the square root of 5. And that's equal to cosine theta. Let's use our calculator to evaluate the left side. We have negative 2 divided by the product of the square root of 25 times the square root of 5. And that gives us this output. Now I will take the cosine inverse of this number and make sure that your calculator is in degrees. Shift cosine, and we end up with 100 decimal 3. And that's to the nearest tenth. 100 decimal 3 degrees. And there you have it. That is how to find an angle between two vectors using the dot product.